Hey everyone, welcome back to Garnock Reviews, where today we're checking out a 2015 Back Cove 41. If you're a regular viewer to my channel, you'll know that I've featured several Back Cove and Sabres on my channel, and I think these are fantastic boats. This one in particular though, I really like the fact that when this was built originally, it was designed with low maintenance in mind. It's got a single diesel engine that's shaft drive, so you've only got one engine to service and maintain, you don't have the pods to worry about. It's not covered in a whole bunch of teak on the outside that you've got to constantly maintain. It's got the white hull rather than a painted hull, because as much as a painted hull can look pretty, every 4 or 5 years in Florida you've got to repaint that, and that costs a fortune. This one's got low air draft, so it's easy enough to do the great loop. If you're worried about close quarter manoeuvring, we've got a bow thruster and stern thruster. You get side deck access from the lower helm. It's got everything you could possibly need on board. Fully air conditioned, and this one's got less than 800 hours on the clock. The time of shooting the video, she was up for sale in Daytona Beach for $619,000, which is a fraction of the price of buying a new replacement, but she really is in turnkey, ready to go condition. As you step on board, you get very comfortable seating out in the aft deck, as well as 2 cockpit tables. And I like the fact to keep that section in the centre clear, that way you can make your way out to the aft deck, because this one's got an extended bathing platform with an easy door on the transom. There's also storage underneath the seat. And you'll notice that this one has got the pop-up cleat out there too, so if you ever want to have a sports tender or something like that, it's easy enough to tie up to. Non-slip deck throughout, and then out here we've also got our outdoor grilling station. So that way you can have all your snacks and favourite meals no matter where you're going. And as well as having a grill, we've also got refrigeration out here. You can either store stuff in there for the grill, but you can also turn that into a drinks fridge too. You got courtesy lighting, you got self-draining cockpit, but in here you've also got a large lazarette. If I pop down in here, you'll see you've got access to all your steering gear. You'll notice how dry the bilges are, but down here is also where you're going to find the generator. That generator is a 9 kilowatt generator, and it's got approximately 600 hours on the clock. But look at how well everything's laid out, how clearly everything's labelled. This is an easy boat to service and maintain, because you don't have to put any guesswork into it. And then in front of that you've got another section on the deck, and what this does is this takes you into the back side of the engine compartment. I'll show you the engine in more detail later on, but I just want to highlight that you do have access down here. And then we've also got that transfer switch, which lets you switch the fuel from port to starboard. Look how clean and dry those bilges are. Also notice the soundproofing that's on that hatch. As much as it's got a big powerful engine, I guarantee you that noise and vibration is greatly reduced compared to most others on the market. And in a day like today, where it's blistering hot, this one has got a retractable canopy. It's kind of like a roller blind, but I think it's a great setup. It's all done electronically, push of a button, and this slides out, and that way you get extra shade and protection for your friends and family on the aft deck. And you can see it really does make a difference for everybody. And I like the fact that it is removable or retractable. That way whenever the boat's underway, if you don't want to use it, you can easily slide that out too. That's in great shape. And then to make my way around the side deck, I love the amount of handholds that's on this. It always feels safe and secure on these boats. Not only do I have the handhold underneath the roofline, there's even a handhold on top of the roofline. Obviously you get the outside guardrails, The cleats are off to the side, the fuel filler and the water filler's off to the side so you don't trip on anything. There's a lot of hatch covers because there's a lot of natural light and ventilation in the inside. Again, non-slip deck, easy enough walking up here. Once you make your way up, you've got your electric windlass. And notice this has got the winch drum on top of it. You're going to feel the benefit of that if you're ever going through lock gates. You can operate that easy enough here, but you can also operate it from the helm. As I pan the camera around, this one's roughly 10 years old, but it's got a timeless design, but it's also got a very low air draft. A lot of my regular viewers are concerned about bridge clearance. It's not an issue with this one at all. And as I make my way down the starboard side, you'll see that it's got a split door side access to the lower helm. So it's easy enough if you want to do a single-handed operation, but it's also really good if you want to just be able to communicate with your crew. And then when we step inside, these have just got a great setup. I love the natural light that you get from all those large windows. I like the bright colours of the fabric materials that you have, the woodwork that you have. They've got a ton of storage options. So if you want to tackle something that's like the Great Loop where you're going to be on board for a long period of time, this is the boat to do it on. That spacious saloon with a cockpit table, that actually drops down and becomes a double berth. But I also wanted to highlight, look at all the documentation that comes with this one. If you were to buy this one today, all the maintenance manuals, how to operate everything, receipts, it's all included. You're going to know the full history and you'll be able to take on this boat in no time at all. Overhead, we've also got that centerline handrail because this is designed for heavy use offshore. So it's not always going to be picture perfect like it is today, but you're always going to feel safe and secure. Galleys to port, you get the isotherm fridge freezer, countertop space. You got a deep stainless steel sink. This one's got 55 gallon holding tank capacity, 160 gallon fresh water and 400 gallons of fuel. You get 2-burner electric stovetop, you get a trash can back there. You get a microwave convection oven underneath. And then you've got all sorts of storage drawers, lockers and cabinets. You got a drop down TV, you can easily put that back up, but you've got a drop down TV when you want to enjoy that in the saloon. You've then got your helm to starboard. And they've got really comfortable seating and are independent seating, so you can adjust the armrest, you can sit down, you can stand up. You can do whatever you want to make yourself more comfortable. And this one's fully air conditioned and it felt great when we were on board. You got your Garmin multifunction display and these are integrated with that engine. So that way you've got your single engine control, your bow thruster, stern thruster and all your gauges there. You've then got operations for things like the windlass, the spotlight, your communication, AC controls, everything you could possibly need all within reach. You got your compass, your autopilot, and then this one's got a bracket where you can put your iPad up here for additional electronics. But from the helm, look at that visibility. It's really easy to do your close quarter manoeuvring. And with that bow thruster and stern thruster, you'll be spinning this in no time. Underneath the floor at the helm, you've actually got additional storage. And in this one, we've actually got a water maker on board. That's a very high spec that's been installed on this one. And it's easy to access for doing any servicing, clearing out filters, things like that. And before I venture too far forward into the accommodation, I also want to show you that underneath the steps at here, this is where you're going to find additional refrigeration as well. So if you're into doing extended cruising, you know that all your groceries and things like that is always a concern. Not with this boat. And then I'll show you the lower accommodation in general. As you make your way down the steps, this is where you've got access to your AC and DC controls. as well as more air conditioning controls as well. Everything's clearly labelled, everything's easy to toggle, switch on, switch off. And on the port side is where you've got the guest cabin. It's got the guest head compartment. This one's got a double berth. And at face value it looks a little small, but it's actually a really big berth because it goes all the way underneath. I'm 6'2" and even I have no issues laying on this one. Also good headroom in here. And you've got that porthole on the side if you want extra fresh air and ventilation. You even got a hatch overhead too. There's storage underneath the bed, but we also have different hanging lockers and drawers in here behind the door. It's all cedar lined. Then you've got different health and safety equipment, including the fire extinguishers. Everything's got that push button locking mechanism to keep safe and secure. Then you've got the head compartment. And again, you look at the handles that's in place. Everything's about feeling safe when you're on board. You've got that glass blowing sink, because it could have been just a basic standard sink, but it always got that luxury feel to it wherever you go on board. And then on the bow is where you're going to get the owner's cabin. This is an island berth, so it's easily accessible from either side. There's a ton of storage, lockers, drawers, cabinets. It's a tremendous amount of natural light coming in from that hatch overhead. I like the woodwork, it's got that nautical feel to it. Boats are meant to feel like boats in my opinion. And this one's got the option where you can slide a mesh screen and chloris and you can open it and not have to worry about bugs, and then you can slide a blind across if you want to have it dark. More AC controls. And then this one's got a TV mounted up on the bulkhead. And then you've got your separate ensuite head compartment. There's even hatches on the passageway down there too. And unlike the other head compartment, this one's got a separate toilet and shower. That way you get more room in the shower, but the shower still has that seat. So if you prefer sitting down while you're taking a shower, you can easily do that here. And then you get that opening porthole for fresh air and ventilation while you're taking a shower. And then I'll show you the engine itself. The engine is located underneath the saloon. And this is a single engine, and it's a Volvo D11. It's 725 horsepower, whereas it only gets 740 hours on the clock. In the right condition, that engine's going to give you close on 30 knots as a top speed, and you can obviously adjust your cruising speed to suit. But these boats are just as happy at trawler speeds as they are up on the plane, or even wide open throttle. But as I mentioned earlier, look how clean the bilges are, look how clean the engine is. There's no signs of any leaks, whether that's fuel, oil or water. These have been well maintained. From the air conditioning units to the generator to the engine, no expense has been spared. And as much as I'll always recommend a good sea trial and survey before making a purchase, especially at this value, I would be very surprised if anything major was found in the report. This one just needs you to bring your personal belongings, stock up that galley and head on out. But as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. If you can leave a comment down below. Haven't done so already, if you can hit that like and subscribe button, it really does make a difference. And I look forward to catching you on the next one. Thanks everyone.